Imagine walking down a city street in America, where the hum of daily life is interrupted by something you can't ignore. This is Kensington, Philadelphia, a neighborhood that has become the epicenter of a national tragedy, a place where hope and hardship collide every day. Here, addiction is not hidden. It's visible on sidewalks and under bridges, woven into the fabric of daily existence. You see it in the faces of people fighting for survival, each one carrying a story of struggle, loss, and sometimes hope. The air is heavy with sorrow and resilience, a mix of pain and perseverance that lingers in every breath. Every corner tells a story, of dreams deferred, of families fractured, and of a community searching for answers. You might see someone saving a life with naloxone, a small act of heroism in the midst of chaos, or a group sharing what little they have, offering kindness where it's needed most. These are not just statistics. They are sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, friends, and neighbors. Their presence is a painful reminder of a crisis that spiraled out of control, touching every corner of the community. Kensington was once a vibrant, working-class community, filled with the energy of families and local businesses. But as jobs vanished and opportunities faded, drugs filled the void, changing the neighborhood forever. Now, synthetic substances have turned the streets into an open-air drug market, where despair and danger are constant companions. To move forward, we must see the humanity behind addiction, recognizing the dignity and worth of every person here, and ask, what if this were our loved one, our friend, or even ourselves? Their struggle is a call to action, a challenge to our empathy, and a test of our willingness to help. The journey through Kensington is a journey into the heart of America's drug crisis, a place where the nation's wounds are laid bare. And if we are to heal, that journey must begin with compassion, understanding, and a commitment to change. The drug crisis isn't just seen on the streets. It's measured in staggering numbers that reflect a deep and growing tragedy. It's a crisis that touches every corner of our society, from city blocks to quiet neighborhoods, leaving no community untouched. In the U.S., drug overdoses now claim more lives than car accidents, homicides, and diabetes combined. The numbers are so high, they can be hard to comprehend, but each one represents a real person lost. Every day, hundreds of families lose someone they love. Parents, siblings, children, and friends. The pain ripples outward, affecting entire communities and leaving lasting scars. Philadelphia has long been an epicenter, losing over 1,000 people to overdoses each year. The city's neighborhoods bear the weight of this ongoing emergency, with some areas hit especially hard. In 2023, deaths dropped by 7%, a small but meaningful shift. It's a sign that progress is possible, even if the road ahead remains difficult. Yet the toll is still 3 times higher than a decade ago, showing just how much work remains to be done to reverse this devastating trend. Since 2014, over 230,000 Americans under 35 have died from overdoses. That's an entire generation changed forever, with dreams and potential lost. Recently, deaths among young people have declined, hinting that awareness, education, and access to life-saving tools like naloxone are making a difference. Community efforts are starting to save lives, but the danger remains, and the fight is far from over. Every day brings new challenges, and the risk of loss is still ever present. These numbers represent empty chairs at dinner tables, lost futures, and families forever changed by grief. Behind every statistic is a human story, a life with hopes, struggles, and loved ones left behind. Understanding the scale is the first step toward urgent, compassionate action. It's a call to come together, support one another, and demand change. We must remember these numbers and the people behind them to fuel our determination for real and lasting change. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid over 50 times stronger than heroin, now drives the overdose crisis. In 2023, it was involved in 83% of Philadelphia's overdose deaths. Just a few grains can kill, and many users don't know they're taking it. Dealers mix fentanyl into heroin, cocaine, and counterfeit pills, making every dose a deadly gamble. The one pill can kill crisis means even first-time users are at risk. Fentanyl's rise followed crackdowns on prescription opioids, as traffickers sought bigger profits. The drug supply is now dangerously unpredictable. Every use is Russian roulette. The DEA seized enough fentanyl in 2023 for hundreds of millions of lethal doses. Fentanyl has turned a chronic crisis into an acute poisoning emergency, demanding an urgent response. To understand this crisis, we must look into the lives behind the numbers. Justin Carlisle, addicted since age 13, has survived 3 overdoses, saved twice by strangers with Narcan. His story is a reminder. Behind addiction is a person fighting to survive. John Epstein lost his son Cal to a single counterfeit pill laced with fentanyl. Now John shares his story to warn others, hoping to spare families his grief. These stories reveal both the long battle of addiction and the sudden tragedy of accidental poisoning. Survival often depends on kindness and access to life-saving tools. For families, the danger is invisible until it's too late. These accounts force us to see the human cost and respond with empathy, not judgment. Every life is precious. Recovery must become more common than loss. As we confront fentanyl, new threats emerge. Like medetomidine, a veterinary sedative now found in most Philadelphia street drugs, mixed with fentanyl, it causes severe withdrawal and strains hospitals. The drug supply constantly evolves, demanding vigilance and adaptation. Paradoxically, xylazine, another animal tranquilizer, may reduce fatal overdoses by extending fentanyl's effects, though it causes other serious harm. Amid these dangers, there are signs of hope. Overdose deaths are declining, especially among young people. Wider access to naloxone and increased awareness are saving lives. More teens are choosing to abstain, recognizing the risks. Progress is fragile, and traffickers continue to innovate. These glimmers of hope should inspire us to double down, not grow complacent. The fight continues until no family suffers this loss. The solution lies in harm reduction, accepting reality, and doing all we can to keep people alive. Naloxone, or Narcan, reverses opioid overdoses in minutes. Over 1.3 million doses have been distributed in Pennsylvania since 2017. Making naloxone free and widely available saves lives. Medications like buprenorphine cut overdose risk by more than half, but too few get access. Closing this treatment gap is critical. Access must be easy and stigma-free. Community organizations like Philly Hopeline meet people where they are, offering supplies, counseling, and human connection. Outreach builds trust and creates lifelines for the forgotten. The DEA's Operation Engage combines law enforcement with prevention and education. We must hold traffickers accountable while investing in community resilience. National opioid settlement funds have boosted these efforts, but progress is fragile. Proposed cuts to addiction services threaten to undo hard-won gains. Continued investment in life-saving programs is essential. Compassion and community are our most powerful weapons. As of October 16, 2025, the path forward is clearer, but the journey is far from over. The city has made progress, but the scars of the crisis are still visible on every block, in every neighborhood. The recent decline in overdose deaths is a fragile victory. We cannot pause. Every life lost is a reminder that our work is unfinished, and every life saved is a reason to keep pushing forward. New drugs and deep-rooted causes like poverty and trauma remain. These challenges are evolving, and so must our response, addressing not just addiction but the circumstances that fuel it. Our commitment must be unwavering. It takes resilience and compassion to keep showing up day after day for those who need us most. Harm reduction, naloxone in every public space, and accessible treatment are non-negotiable. These are the tools that turn the tide, and they must be available to all, without stigma or barriers. Community organizations on the front lines need our support. Their tireless work brings hope and resources to those who might otherwise be forgotten. This is a human issue, about saving lives, not politics. It's about compassion, empathy, and the belief that everyone deserves a second chance. Stories like Justin's and John's remind us that change is possible, one life at a time. Their journeys inspire others to seek help and to believe in recovery. Survival and advocacy show the power of second chances and prevention. When people come together, they can break the cycle and create lasting change. We must build a society where asking for help is strength, not weakness. Reaching out should be met with open arms, not judgment. The message from Philadelphia is hope. Difficult, painful, but real. It's a hope forged in struggle, and it grows stronger with every act of kindness. Together, we can help people find their way back, heal communities, and care for the vulnerable with dignity. No one should have to walk this path alone. For every life saved, we prove that hope can prevail, even in the darkest times. The unfinished fight for hope continues, and together, we can light the way forward.